Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the grand finale of the Team Quadrilla Marble League. The time has come to crown a champion in the final event. Event 16. 15 events have come, and for the first time ever in the Team Quadrilla Marble League in the A division, we have a very close fight for the championship. 5 teams still eligible to win. Of course, the marathon, we saw how it worked in the B division not too long ago, but in the A division, the heats will have 3 laps, semifinals will have 4 laps, and the final will have 5 laps. There you see the 5 competitors that are still eligible to give their team a championship. Looking at the standings, Red Lotus, Green Lotus, Poison Ivy, and the Slimeballs separated by just 5 points. Valley Dashers also in the running, but need a gold medal to win it. These 5 teams have come here for nothing less than Team Quadrilla Marble League glory. In the first heat, Slimeballs, Valley Dashers, Deep Divers, and the Aquamarines. You can see in the first lap they split, but 3 of them go in the bottom funnel. That's the Valley Dashers, Aquamarines, and the Deep Divers. In lap 1 out of 3, only Deep Divers have fallen off. Of course, only 3 still for the heat, so you need to get a good start, and the Valley Dashers will. They will start the second lap in first because they finished the first lap in first place. And you can see Slimeballs were in second place. They're in 4th place in the championship. If they win the event, they win the championship. And the defending champions, the Slimeballs, they are hoping to pull the repeat here with their Star Marble Muddy. But falling off the course means they're going to be behind Sapphire of the Aquamarines going into lap 2. Valley Dashers, remember, they need to win gold. They also need help. They need pretty much everyone else to not advance. They are doing their part right now to advance. Ooh, Money of the Slimeballs getting stuck there. I think that was a hit by either the Deep Divers or the Aquamarines. And that means the Slimeballs will be starting the final lap in last. They have to get in that transfer position pretty much if they want any chance of a repeat title. Could this be where the championship defense runs out? Muddy of the Slimeballs needs to gain 2 positions. Valley Dashers, though, they just need to hold that or stay in second place. Aquamarines or Deep Divers down in the order. They're trying to fight for as many points as they can. Deep Divers, of course, Season 1 champions. Aquamarines coming back after hosting Season 1. But now in the final lap, Valley Dashers in the lead. Aquamarines in second place. Deep Divers, ooh, contact there. Deep Divers get stuck, and the Slimeballs have fallen off the course. And that means Valley Dashers and the Aquamarines, as long as they stay on the course and finish, they will. Valley Dashers and the Aquamarines will be moving on, and the Slimeballs are knocked out. I think that almost guarantees that they won't be the champions unless everyone else gets knocked out and the Valley Dashers don't win gold. There you can see the Deep Divers stuck, and that will be the end to a very underwhelming season for them in 3rd place. But the Valley Dashers and the Aquamarines, especially the Valley Dashers, they are doing their part, what they need to do, but they still need a lot of help. It's not like the other 4 teams. Now, Poison Ivy, Bobble Squad, Yellow Lotus, and Team Atlantic. With the Slimeballs not advancing, this makes it a little easier on the Poison Ivy, the only title contender in this heat, but they still need to outpace the other 3 teams. It is Bobble Squad, Yellow Lotus, currently in the transfer positions. I think Poison Ivy had a decent getaway from the start, but they're in only 3rd place, and there is Team Atlantic, well off the pace. So Bobble Squad and the Yellow Lotus will start a second lap in the transfer positions. Poison Ivy still needs to make up some ground, but from 3rd place with 2 laps to go, it's definitely doable for them. Bobble Squad, the only captain in this heat, with Jewel, Dandelion Toxin, and Orca representing their teams. Team Atlantic, they would love to get a good end. No medals yet in their home season. Bubble Squad as well, they've had a very inconsistent season. Great start and great final few events as well, but that middle part of the season, not great. Same can be said for the Yellow Lotus, who's gotten by into the lead, and this is very close for 2nd place. Oh, Team Atlantic almost made the move on the Bubble Squad, but it is not to be. Meanwhile, Poison Ivy fallen to last. Now that makes their chances even worse. Poison Ivy, like the Slimeballs, in last, going to the final lap. Will they be able to make up that ground to get in the transfer positions? If they don't transfer, they may still beat the Slimeballs, but remember, Red Lotus and the Green Lotus and the Valley Dashers, who had advanced, are not going to make it easy for them. It is the Yellow Lotus And the baubles go to Team Atlantic is by the Yellow Lotus. Yellow Lotus stumbled there, and yet they bumped the Team Atlantic. They bump Team Atlantic, and the Yellow Lotus fall off at the final part. But more importantly, there you can see the Poison Ivy getting held up because of the collision between the Yellow Lotus and Team Atlantic, and that means Poison Ivy also knocked out. However, Poison Ivy, I think, have done enough to beat the Slimeballs, but I don't know. It's going to be hard. They're going to have to hope for both of the other two teams to also get knocked out. Bauble Squad and Team Atlantic, though, they will move on. Team Atlantic very fortunate with the Yellow Lotus falling off. That puts them last place in the heat. But now, Green Lotus, Shadow Riders, Majestic Melons, and the Hazelnuts. Two title contenders already knocked out. Green Lotus, what can they do? They're in the top funnel behind the Majestic Melon, Shadow Riders, and Hazelnuts in the bottom. And the Shadow Riders will get the lead. Ooh, very close getting into that middle part. Green Lotus has gotten by into second place. They were in third behind the Majestic Melons, but they passed them. And so Green Lotus in the transfer positions right now. Shadow Riders with Gloom, though, very decorated marble that one is. And behind them, Lilypad with the Green Lotus, though. Lilypad has gotten a silver medal in this event last season, so don't count out that marble in their hopes to bring their team a championship. Lilypad, Gloom, Cantaloupe, and Walnut. Gloom will start in pole position, going into lap 2, behind Green Lotus, ahead of the Green Lotus, Majestic Melons, and the Hazelnuts. All the other teams not in title contention, of course. Hazelnuts down there in 15, trying to get a medal as well. They haven't gotten a medal yet. Walnut, by the way, winner of the B-Division Marathon last season. Green Lotus, by the way, gotten by into first place. The Green Lotus now in first. Going into the final lap, all they need to do is either stay in first or fall to only second, and they will transfer. That means they will definitely beat the Slimeballs and the Poison Ivy. Majestic Melons stuck there, and that means they will be fourth in this heat. Green Lotus, Shadow Riders, Hazelnuts, and the Majestic Melons in that order going into the final lap. Lilypad on pole, but can they keep it? Can they keep a transfer position? If they can do it, they will be automatically better than both the Slimeballs and the Poison Ivy. Shadow Riders and Hazelnuts have gotten by. Green Lotus fallen to last. The Green Lotus, they shove aside the Majestic Melons. Will they make up the place? They will not. And so the Green Lotus are also knocked out. Out of the 4 title contenders that have gone, only the Valley Dashers have advanced, and they are the team that is well off the base. They are the team that needs to win gold. Between the other 3 teams, Green Lotus, Poison Ivy, and the Slimeballs, I'm not sure who has the provisional lead out of them. I don't think it will be the Slimeballs finishing 4th in their heat, but the Hazelnuts and the Shadow Riders will be moving on. Hazelnuts, very unprecedented for them to go from 4th, 3rd to 1st. But as it stands, Red Lotus, all they need to do is advance pretty much, and I think that will almost seal the championship for them. As long as the Valley Dashers don't win gold, the Red Lotus seemingly have an easy path, but they also need to advance. Red Lotus and the Celestials have gotten by them, but Celestials slow down, and that means Efficient Eggs have gotten by the Celestials, and Celestials will fall to 3rd. Red Lotus, I thought the Celestials, you can see there's where the Celestials got by the Red Lotus, and then the Celestials just stumbled, getting held up as the Icicles behind them. And so it's Red Lotus, Efficient Eggs, Celestials, and the Icicles in that order. Red Lotus putting in their captain, who got a bronze in the marathon 2 seasons ago. So don't count out them to bring their team a championship. Red Lotus keeping this first place right now. They'll need to hold it though. But as long as they can outpace the other teams that have gotten knocked out, I think the Red Lotus should be pretty smooth sailing here. They will get 2 lap victories. And as long as they don't fall apart in the final lap, could the Red Lotus clinch the championship right now? Efficient Eggs in 3rd. Celestials held up, you can see over there towards the left, so they will be in last, heading into the final lap. So it's going to be Red Lotus, Efficient Eggs, Icicles, and the Celestials in that order going to the final lap. Water Lily, Scramble, Ice, and Centauri. Can the Red Lotus do it? All they need to do is keep one of these positions. Could this be a championship clinching lap? very close. The Efficient Eggs and the Icicles are behind them. Efficient Eggs have taken the lead. Icicles in second. The same thing has happened to the Green Lotus and the Red Lotus. Will they be able to make the place? They will not. And so the Red Lotus are knocked out as well. In 4 heats, the top 4 of the championship have all been knocked out. Celestials falling off the horse. They will be last in the heat. Red Lotus, though, third and out of the transfer positions. I'm not sure who's going to have the lead, but one thing's for certain. All of the title contenders are out, except the Valley Dashers. Valley Dashers have an opportunity here to run the table. If they get the gold, they might win the championship. Valley Dashers, Team Atlantic, Hazelnuts, and the Icicles in the first semi-final. Valley Dashers have the bottom 3 in the championship as their competition in this semi-final. Hazelnuts and Team Atlantic, though, they want good finishes to the season. So do the Icicles in the lead right now. Valley Dashers, though, gaining on them, and they've got them. Valley Dashers will have the lead after the first lap, after leading every lap in their heat. Valley Dashers are trying to do it. They're trying to run the table and pull off the impossible. They have an open opportunity now to take the championship away. Hazelnuts, though, they're stuck on the course. They will be in last heading into lap 2. Remember, now that we're in the semi-finals in the A division, it'll be 4 laps now. So Valley Dashers, this lead is not going to be meaning so much if they lose it. Valley Dashers, Icicle, Team Atlantic, and the Hazelnuts. All 3 of these teams behind the Valley Dashers have not gotten a single medal. One of them is guaranteed to go to the final, if not 2. Icicles falling off the course. Very quick duel, very interesting duel for second place. Team Atlantic, I think, has it. Oh, Hazelnuts in the final second will get by. Very nice duel for second place. Hazelnuts getting by Team Atlantic at the final second there, but Valley Dashers untouched at the front. It's Valley, Walnut, Orca, and Ice heading into the next lap, the third lap in that order. But still, we're only halfway through the semi-final. Remember, 4 laps. Valley Dashers still need to hold on for 2 more laps. Will they be able to do it? They're trying to build a gap, but Hazelnuts not really letting that happen. Team Atlantic also behind there. Oh, Hazelnuts gets stuck. They push Icicles off the course, and Team Atlantic falls off the course. And that means Valley Dashers, they will keep it clean. And behind them, the Hazelnuts, those 2 will be in the transfer positions heading into the final lap. You can see there's where the Icicles fell off the course after bumping the Hazelnuts free. And so it will be Valley Dashers, Hazelnuts, Team Atlantic, and the Icicles heading into the final lap in that order. Valley Dashers have led every lap in the heat and the semi-final so far. But if they lose it now, they will not win the championship. Valley Dashers trying to stretch that gap. They need to keep it clean, though. The marathon's so much about keeping it clean. Valley Dashers have fallen to third place, but a lot of collisions have happened and they're back up to second. Team Atlantic will get the win, but Valley Dashers have done enough to move to the final. I thought it was going to be all over for the Valley Dashers. There's where you can see Team Atlantic got by and Hazelnuts also got by. Hazelnuts and Team Atlantic dueling, but another collision there has allowed the Valley Dashers to close up. And that means Valley Dashers are going to the final. But they still need to win gold, and despite going to the final, they still have only a 25% chance of doing it. Team Atlantic has dethroned the Valley Dashers for the first time all event, and they are also having an opportunity to get their first medal in the final event. Now in the second semi-final, Aquamarines, Bubble Squad, Shadow Riders, and Efficient Eggs. No title contenders in this semi-final, but still, 4 teams that want a good end to this season. The Bubble Squad, with their captain, have a decent lead. It's a very close fight behind them, though. Shadow Riders in second, Efficient Eggs in third. And so Efficient Eggs, after that very close duel with the Aquamarines, I think they got them stuck. Yes, there's where they got the Aquamarines stuck. And so the Efficient Eggs will be starting the second lap in third. Aquamarines with Sapphire, probably their star marble as well, hoping for potentially a second gold of the season, a medal at least. But the Aquamarines will be starting the next lap in last. Bubble Squad and the Shadow Riders, those 2 are locked in a close duel for, I think, 6th place in the championship. The highest teams that don't have a chance to win coming into this event. Bubble Squad and the Shadow Riders will close between them. Oh, Shadow Riders slow though. They got by the They got passed by the Efficient Eggs, but got by again. And it's very close between the Efficient Eggs and the Shadow Riders, but the Efficient Eggs lost the place to the Shadow Riders. And Gloom, after a poor stretch up at the top of the course, they managed to get back into second place after the second lap. So halfway through the semi-final, it is still Bauble Squad, Shadow Riders, Efficient Eggs, and the Aquamarines in that order. Bauble Squad and the Shadow Riders in the transfer position, but in lap 3 there's still plenty of time for the Efficient Eggs and the Aquamarines to catch up. Efficient Eggs, oh, they're very close, very slow for both them and the Shadow Riders. Aquamarines also using that to catch up. Efficient Eggs, will they catch up? They will not, and I think the Efficient Eggs have gotten stuck somewhere. Efficient Eggs have gotten stuck somewhere. They will be in last coming into the final lap. But the Shadow Riders still hold second place. There's where the Efficient Eggs got stuck. That Scramble, the captain, hoping for a good end to the season for sure. But with last place, I don't think they're going to go into the final unless craziness happens. Bauble Squad and Shadow Riders. Bauble Squad, I think, have led every single lap. Shadow Riders also second in every lap. But now, into the finale. Very close between the Bauble Squad and the Shadow Riders. Shadow Riders want to ensure that no one else behind them will pass them. Aquamarines in third place. Ooh, it's very close between all 4 of them. 3 of them go up one path. It's very close. I have no idea who's going to get it. And it's going to be Shadow Riders and the Bauble Squad. After all of that craziness that I thought would jumble up the order, the transfer positions stay the same. Although the Shadow Riders did get the win in the end, ahead of the Bauble Squad and the Efficient Eggs. So Aquamarines getting stuck there after the collision. So it will be Efficient Eggs and Aquamarines 3rd and 4th in that order. But Gloom and Jewel are on their way to the final, as well as the Valley Dashers and Team Atlantic. There you can see our 4 teams in the final. 1 title contender. If they win gold, they might be able to win the championship. But Orca, Jewel, and Gloom might be able to spoil the party. Valley Dashers, can they do it? They're in the bottom funnel in the first lap. It is Bauble Squad and Shadow Riders in the top funnel, and they've gotten the better exit. Oh, collision there between Bauble Squad and Shadow Riders. That allows the Valley Dashers to close up, and Valley Dashers... Oh, Bauble Squad falls off, and Valley Dashers now have the lead heading into the second lap. Bauble Squad, I thought they were going to take that first lap, but they did not, falling off the final stretch. And so it will be Valley Dashers, Shadow Riders, Bauble Squad, and Team Atlantic in that order heading into lap 2. Team Atlantic also falling off up towards the top. They want a medal here. 3 medal spots for the Team Atlantic. Yeah, they haven't got a single medal this season. Shadow Riders, by the way, they've gotten 3 medals in a row. If they get a medal here, it'll be 4 in a row. That will be a Quadrilla Marble League record for sure. Valley Dashers in the lead still, but all of the other marbles close behind. Team Atlantic has fallen off for the second time. Shadow Riders close, but they cannot do it. And the Bauble Squad in 3rd, going to the next lap. Valley Dashers have led the first 2 laps. First lap, very fortunate to be leading, but they have taken it in stride. But still, remember, 3 laps to go. 5 laps in this final. Valley Dashers, they can see it. They can see the championship nearing. But can they get a hold of it? Shadow Riders, close behind. Bauble Squad, Team Atlantic, also close behind. Very close are the Shadow Riders, but they fall off. Team Atlantic and Bauble Squad close behind. Oh, Bauble Squad and Team Atlantic, who will get second place? Valley Dashers will hold it. Bauble Squad will have second place going into the 4th lap. The Valley Dashers, though, have led every lap in this final. They've led every lap they've done except the final lap of the semi-final. They look unbeatable right now, but remember, still 2 more laps for them to hold this gold medal. Bauble Squad, Team Atlantic, and Shadow Riders behind them. Will any of them deny them? It doesn't matter who. Valley Dashers, very quick in the funnel. No one is behind them, just need to keep it clean. Oh, but they got stuck. Team Atlantic, very close. Valley Dashers push them aside. Team Atlantic and the Shadow Riders will finish 2nd and 3rd. So it will be Valley Dashers, Team Atlantic, and the Shadow Riders, starting in the podium positions in that order, going to the final lap. Bauble Squad still stuck on the course. They will start the final lap in last. As it stands, Valley Dashers, could they be the champions? They might. Team Atlantic, Shadow Riders, and the Bauble Squad. In the final lap, will history be made here in the Quadrilla Marble League? Valley Dashers absolutely flying in the funnel. Will anyone catch them? Team Atlantic in second place. Shadow Riders and Bauble Squad. Valley Dashers though not looking back, and they will win the gold medal. Valley Dashers have won the gold medal, but unfortunately for them, they are 3 points short. The Red Lotus, by 3 points over the Valley Dashers, are your Team Quadrilla Marble League Season 3 champions. Team Atlantic in second place, getting their first medal in the final event. Shadow Riders in third, getting 4 medals to end the season. Valley Dashers did everything they could, but unfortunately for them, it was out of their control. Very congratulations to the Valley Dashers, Team Atlantic, and the Shadow Riders for being the top 3, and of course our champions, the Red Lotus. All of them will be present in the closing ceremony coming up soon. Thank you so much for watching this wonderful season of the Team Quadrilla Marble League. Stay tuned for the individual Quadrilla Marble League coming soon, and enjoy the closing ceremony.